Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is filled with some crazy good characters, from the Steves to the Pokemon trainers, but what many people often leave behind are the not so great characters. The characters that have a couple of weaknesses holding them back or even one really bad trait, but still have the tools to succeed. Pretty much every character in Ultimate, with maybe a few exceptions, has the tool to do great things and go on great runs at regionals or even majors. Today, however, we'll be taking a look at a few of the characters that I personally think aren't low tiers, but actually sweeper mid tiers or even in some cases, high tiers. Well, probably not actually that last part. The first character I want to look at is Kirby. While I recently made a video talking about Kirby's changes through the series and his many shortcomings, Ultimate seems to have actually fixed him up quite a bit. For one thing, Kirby's speed is lackluster, especially in the air, which can harm his approach. This isn't great when approaching is the one thing Kirby wants to do, but is evened out by the fact that Kirby's punish game can be insane. This character can rack up 80% from a good grab or down tilt, and even has a few options to deal with camping once he's up. Kirby's crouch is one of his best tools due to how it squishes him into the ground, making it tough to hit him with all but the biggest and lowest thrown projectiles. Falco's lasers, Sheik's needles, Samus's super missiles, pretty much any thrown item, and even bouncing projectiles like Mario's fireballs or T-Jolt with the right positioning. And any projectile that Kirby can't effortlessly avoid, he can inhale with his neutral special to either spit back as a high damaging star, or swallow to heal a little bit. There are some explosive projectiles that Kirby can neither crouch under nor inhale, since swallowing explosive projectiles actually does damage Kirby a bit and stun him. However, Kirby's inhale is still a surprisingly good tool in this game, especially when we look at its past appearances. Until Ultimate, inhale was small, couldn't swallow projectiles, and the copy ability dealt the same damage as the opponents. However, the transition to Ultimate granted him not only the properties we just talked about, but also made this version of the copy ability deal 1.2 times as much to the character he inhaled. This means that against projectile characters, Kirby can not only gain the ability to camp back, but do so with even more power. Kirby is also notorious for his gimping ability, since moves like down air when paired with his multiple jumps can drag opponents into the blast zone, and inhale off stage can put many opponents where they can't recover. That means that you often have to dance around with Kirby even more. He's one of those characters that you have to avoid, but doing damage to him as you run around can be tricky. Next up on our list is an interesting character, that being Bowser Jr. This character is strange, with one standout mechanic being that he takes less damage if a move hits his clown car, but takes more damage if a move hits the Koopa inside. The clown car is a big target, and when you pair this with him being a heavy character, it can lead to him living for quite a while. He has a full stage burst option in his side B, which can be jump cancelled at any point. You could compare it to a less safe Sonic Spin Dash, which means it could definitely be worse. On top of all that, it has super armor, a frame 3 killing option out of it with spin out, and can lead into up B into freefall aerials at high percents. Bowser Jr. gets so much off this move alone, and he is by no means a one-trick pony like Piranha Plant. Off a single grab, Bowser Jr. can string together multiple up airs into a back air to not only do upwards of 60% in one string, but also get the opponent off stage. Bowser Jr. himself doesn't struggle much off stage, since side B can give him a great horizontal distance, give him a third jump, and his up B goes very far. Bowser Jr. is a character that excels at getting the opponent to stay in shield, and when you get one grab and one up throw, that's 60% on the board. One glaring flaw he has off stage is that if he's hit downward out of up B, he doesn't gain the card back before hitting the blast zone, but with a plethora of offstage mix-ups, that shouldn't be a worry for the most competent Bowser Jr. players. Bowser Jr. also has an item pole in his Mega Koopa, which can wander around the stage, covering space, and can even be picked up by Bowser Jr. The opponent can pick it up as well, of course, but unless they're a player who fights lots of Bowser Jrs, they probably won't be grabbing it much or doing a lot with it. While it is a slow item pull, Bowser Jr. is good at creating space and time to use these big setup moves and can rush in at a moment's notice with side B. Donkey Kong is a character that people have been coming around on for a while. As a heavyweight, he lives long, though his vertical recovery is very exploitable. He can also take kills very early thanks to his cargo throw and his huge brutal attacks. He's not even that slow either, and a lot of his moves are great for shield pressure. With a devastating Punisher and his Giant Punch and lots of great shield breaking options, it's no surprise that Donkey Kong is one of the scariest characters to face in Smash Ultimate. Finally, I want to talk about one of the least played characters in the entire game. Mii Sword Fighter is a slow character with lots of projectiles, much more akin to a zoner in many people's eyes. The character has one of the worst cases of small player base syndrome, making many see them as just a gimmick or incomplete. I'm here today to preach the gospel of Mii Sword Fighter to all of you, however, because as people are starting to play this character and they begin to get more results, many eyes are being opened to the potential of this probably mid-tier character. To start, Mii Sword Fighter does actually have a very solid zoner game plan. With Chakram and Tornado, they have the ability to control a lot of space. Tornado is transcendent, meaning it goes through most projectiles in the game. It destroys explosives like Grenade, Yink and Tink bombs, Rear Egg, and even shreds most Pikmin types. It's very wacky, making it unsuited to be thrown out neutral when the opponent is close to you or has a projectile that goes through it, but it's incredible for two-framing and ledge trapping. It sends the opponent straight up at a fixed distance, leading to true follow-ups with up air or hero spin at 80% if you get caught in the wrong place. Shotgun is an incredibly versatile move, with two ways to be thrown. If it's used with a smash input, aka flicking the stick and pressing the B button at the same time, it flies forward doing solid damage and knockback. When paired with the fact that it can also be angled up and down, this move is great at subbing out approaches with the right leads, along with landing good strings and even edge guards. If it's used like a tilt, however, it moves slowly and has a multi-hit property. This holds the opponent in place for a second, and you get great follow-ups and even secure kills. It can combo into grab, power thrust, F smash, even boring blade, though that last one is tight. And nobody uses boring blade because it's garbage anyway. Shuriken is a neutral bead that is often used over Tornado, and it's comparable to Falco Laser. The difference is that Shuriken gets stronger the farther it's thrown, though this comes with the trade-off of doing no hit stun when the opponent is too close to you. This is a great way to apply pressure and disruption from afar, and it can even confirm into power thrust with the right range, making it a kill tool. Shuriken is just generally a very versatile projectile that can be used for a lot, unlike Tornado, which tends to be fairly situational. Gale Stab is Mii Sword Fighter's other side beat, functioning as a recovery tool and a great burst option. Gale Stab is often paired with Hero Spin to aid your recovery, but it's still a great tool on its own. It's very fast, goes horizontal in the air unlike Power Thrust, and while it still lacks its counterpart's kill power, it's a great way to get in while doing some solid damage. Speaking of Power Thrust, it might be one of the greatest Mii Sword Fighter moves. It's similar to Falcon Kick, going horizontally on the ground and diagonally down in the air. It can kill at hypersense out of a footstool thanks to its great landing hitbox, has great disjointed reach and a deceptive lingering hitbox, and is very hard to react to at frame 12. Mii Sword Fighter has no shortage of upbeat options either. Stone Scabbard goes very high, has invul starting on frame 5, and can spike below ledge when you grab it. Slash Dash is incredibly disjointed and omnidirectional, making it incredibly versatile and safe. It combos out of footstool and you can scoop opponents below the ledge if you use it to snap to ledge from above. Hero Spin is the weakest of the three offstage, but it kills insanely early out of Tornado or Grab, can catch opponents getting knocked off a plat by Shuriken, and can even catch your opponent jumping from ledge or doing something you've conditioned them to do. It's even a frame 8 out of shield option that has some decent kill power. As you can see, Mii Sword Fighter has a plethora of moveset options, and some of their players have said this versatility is what helps them not have too many -2 matchups. They even have a reflector and counter, the former of which can even snap to ledge like Mario's cape. This is a huge help for Swordy since their low airspeed makes runoff ledge trump very tight. They have solid normals as well, with a very quick and ranged down tilt, a similar version of Cloud's Bear, a dare that can drag opponents off stage like Kirby, and has a powerful landing hitbox, an up air that chains into itself, is enormous, and kills, a fair that drags down and air-to-airs very well, a slow nair that covers lots of space, and a down throw that often sets up for KOs. Mii Sword Fighter's biggest issues are their speed, which is unreasonably low and can prevent them from getting good follow-ups on some of their moves, and a bit of arthritis that can lead to the Swordy falling behind. However, their burst options are great at helping their speed issue, along with their amazing projectiles, and they have plenty of cheeky kill setups to help them along their way. Smash Ultimate is filled with viable characters, and I'm of the belief that almost every character has a real place in this game's competitive scene. Some of them just need a bit of vouching for, and some good players to show the world what they can do. Thank you all for watching, as this is a video that's been on my mind for a while. I'm glad to have gotten it done, and I might even be able to scrounge up a few more characters to talk about if you want to run it back. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see that, but until then, this is Shukapal, over and out.